Her grandfather always tried to sneak a bit of the potatoes after they were done boiling on the stove before her grandmother would mash them. Joan could hear the slap of the wooden spoon and the loud ouch that her grandfather made while cradling his red hand. No matter how many times she slapped his hand, he never learned. Food was his weakness, and her mashed potatoes were even better than his sweets. Joan broke out into a loud belly laugh and watched as her grandparents bickered lovingly at each other. As she was peeling the potatoes, she remembered hoping for a love like theirs when she grew up, and wondering if her parents were the same. She knew there was no such thing as a perfect love story, but her grandparents' love looked the most ideal to her. Looking back at the memory now, she could see how far off her relationship with Jack really was compared to her grandparents. She never got the chance to scold Jack lovingly. All she ever did was yell at him for minor things like tracking in dirt. She knew she needed to relax more like her grandfather, but how? Thinking about that song, Joan wondered what her parents were like and what memories she could have made with them. Her parents died when she was young, but they gave her wonderful grandparents who loved her no matter what. Her grandparents taught her never to hate what God did in her life. She wasn't supposed to hate the cancer that took her father from her, and she wasn't supposed to hate the drunk driver that ran over her mother while crossing the street. It was God's will, and they were in a better place now, but Joan never really got over those incidents. A tear fell to the floor that slipped Joan out of her memories for a bit. She hadn't realized she was crying. All those memories came flooding back, one after another on cleaning days. She had spent so much of her time blocking them out that once they were realized, all her emotions would break like an overflowing dam. Still thinking about her grandparents, a smile spread across her face through all the tears that her husband only saw on Sundays. They had been married for so long that Jack forgot about all the easy tasks like bringing home flowers to cheer her up. They had gotten stuck in a routine for years that never showed enough love to each other. At some point, time felt like it was never ending to Jack, and it really put a strain on their relationship. They had each developed interests and hobbies that the other never bothered to understand.